My key doesn't fit. I'm standing on the front porch of my childhood home at 9:47 p.m, bags at my feet, staring at a lock that's supposed to recognise me. 6 weeks in the hospital, and apparently that's long enough for your own family to change the locks without telling you. My name is Gianna, and I just survived emergency surgery that nearly killed me. The doctors said if I'd waited another day, my appendix would have burst completely and sent me into septic shock. Fun times. You'd think that kind of brush with death might warrant a phone call from your mother, maybe a card from your brother. Hell, even a text asking if you're alive would have been nice. But here I am, alive and locked out. I dig through my purse for my phone, scrolling to Mum's number. It rings 4 times before she picks up. Gianna, what are you doing calling so late? I'm standing outside the house. My key doesn't work. A pause. Oh, right. We had to change the locks last month. Security reasons. Security reasons. In suburbia, where the biggest crime is Mrs. Peterson letting her dog poop on other people's lawns. Can you let me in? I'm kind of tired. Of course, honey. Just give me a minute. The porch light flicks on, and Mum appears in her robe, looking like she's been interrupted from something important. Probably her nightly ritual of scrolling Facebook and commenting on every single post with crying, laughing emojis. How was your trip? She asks, fumbling with the new deadbolt. My trip. Like I was on vacation instead of fighting for my life in a hospital bed. It was fine, Mum. She opens the door and I grab my bags, following her inside. The house smells different. Vanilla candles instead of the usual lemon pledge. Even the air feels foreign. I hope you don't mind, but we had to make some changes while you were gone. Changes. My stomach drops, but I keep walking toward the stairs, toward my room. What kind of changes? Well, Layla needed more space. You know how it is with newlyweds. I stop at the bottom of the staircase. Layla? Dominic's wife. They got married 2 months ago. Beautiful ceremony. You would have loved it. 2 months ago. Right around the time I was being wheeled into emergency surgery. How romantic. And she needed space? Your room has the best natural light. Perfect for her morning yoga routine. And the walk-in closet is so much bigger than the master bedroom closet. I climb the stairs, each step feeling heavier than the last. The hallway looks the same, but when I reach my door, the door with the little wooden sign that still says, Gianna's room, in faded purple letters, I can hear music playing inside. Soft meditation-type music. I push the door open. My room is gone. The walls are painted sage green instead of the pale yellow I chose when I was 16. My desk is gone. My bookshelf is gone. My bed is gone. In their place, a yoga mat, essential oil diffusers, and a vanity table covered in expensive skincare products. A woman emerges from what used to be my walk-in closet. She's stunning in that Instagram perfect way. Long dark hair, flawless skin, wearing matching pyjamas that probably cost more than most people's rent. Oh! She presses a manicured hand to her chest. You must be Gianna. I'm Layla. She says it like we're meeting at a coffee shop instead of in my childhood bedroom that she's completely erased. Hi. I hope you don't mind about the room. Your mom said you were travelling and wouldn't need it for a while. Travelling. That's what they're calling it. Where am I supposed to sleep? Mom appears behind me. The guest room is all set up for you. Fresh sheets and everything. The guest room, the cold beige room at the end of the hall that we used to stick relatives in when they overstayed their welcome. This is temporary, right? I ask. Layla and Mom exchange a look, one of those looks that says they've already discussed this. Well, Mom says, Layla is family now, and you're so independent, always travelling for work. It just makes sense. Makes sense. Right. I'll let you get settled, Layla says, flashing me a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. We should catch up soon. I'd love to hear about your adventures. She glides past me, leaving a trail of expensive perfume. Mum follows her, murmuring something about breakfast plans. I stand alone in what used to be my sanctuary, surrounded by someone else's life. The guest room is exactly as cold and unwelcoming as I remembered. I dump my bags on the narrow bed and sit down, pulling out my phone. Maybe I'll call Alea, tell her about this surreal homecoming. But first, I open Instagram, just to see what I missed while I was, nearly dying. Layla's profile is public. Her latest post is from 3 hours ago. A photo of her leaning against a sleek black BMW, caption reading, Grateful for my amazing husband who surprised me with my dream car. Dziękuję, blessed, spacciu, new beginnings. That's living my best life. I stare at the photo, at the car, at the license plate. That's my car. The one I bought and registered under my LLC 3 months ago. The one I gave her as a thank you gift for helping me with something I can never tell my family about. And now she's posing with it like Dominic bought it for her. I screenshot the post and set my phone aside. This is going to be interesting. 3 months earlier, I was sitting in a Starbucks when Layla called me crying. Gianna, I'm so sorry to bother you, but I didn't know who else to call. I barely knew her then. Dominic had introduced us exactly twice, once at a barbecue where she spent the entire time taking selfies, and once at Mum's birthday dinner where she complimented my vintage dress. It was from Target. What's wrong? It's about Brett, your ex. He's been messaging me on Instagram. My blood went cold. Brett and I had broken up 6 months earlier, and it hadn't been pretty. The kind of breakup where someone throws a lamp and someone else calls the police. What kind of messages? He's saying things about you, about what happened between you two. He has photos. Photos? My hands started shaking. Can you meet me somewhere? I don't want to do this over the phone. We met at a park 20 minutes later. Layla looked genuinely scared, which was weird because I'd never seen her without perfect makeup and a confident smile. He sent me these. She showed me her phone. Brett had sent her screenshots of text messages between him and me. Messages from our worst fights. Messages where I'd threatened to call his boss about the cocaine habit he was hiding. Messages where he'd threatened to show everyone the bruises he'd left on my arms. He says he'll post these publicly if I don't convince you to take him back. Why would he send these to you? Because he knows Dominic and I are getting serious. He thinks if your family sees what kind of person you really are, they'll pressure you to fix things with him. The sick part was, he wasn't wrong. My family would absolutely blame me for provoking Brett instead of supporting me. What do you want me to do? Layla pulled out a flash drive. I may have accidentally hacked his iCloud account, hypothetically speaking. I stared at her. You what? I used to work in IT before I became an influencer. Old habits. She shrugged. The point is, I have everything. All his photos, all his messages, all his browser history, including some very interesting conversations with his dealer and some very illegal downloads. Are you blackmailing him? I'm giving you options. You can take this to the police, or you can let me handle it quietly. Your choice. I chose quietly. Layla made Brett's problems disappear, and in return, I owed her a favour. A big one. Anything, anytime, I promised. 2 weeks later, she called in that favour. I need a car. What kind of car? A BMW, black, the 3 Series. I already picked it out. Layla, that's like a $50,000 car. I know, but if I'm going to marry into your family, I need to look the part. Your mum already thinks I'm too young for Dominic. If I show up in my beat-up Honda, she'll never take me seriously. She was right. Mum was obsessed with appearances, and Dominic's previous wives had both driven luxury cars. Wife number 1 had a Mercedes. Wife number 2 had a Lexus. I can't just buy you a car. You don't have to buy it. Just co-sign the lease. Or better yet, put it under your business name. That way, if things don't work out with Dominic, you're protected. The smart move would have been to say no, but Brett's threats were still fresh in my mind, and Layla had saved me from a nightmare. So I bought her the car. Now, sitting in this guest room that used to be my home, I pull up the paperwork on my phone. The registration, the insurance, the lease agreement, all in my name. All under my LLC. I scroll back to her Instagram post. 847 likes already. Comments pouring in about how lucky she is, how generous Dominic is, how perfect their life looks. My phone buzzes with a text from Alea. How was the homecoming? Did they throw you a party? I send her the screenshot of Layla's post. That's your car, isn't it? She texts back immediately. Yep. And she's pretending Dominic bought it? Yep. What are you going to do? I stare at the photo again. Layla looks so confident, so entitled, like she belongs in that car, in that life, in my room. I'm going to remind her who actually pays for her perfect life. The next morning, I drive to the BMW dealership. The same salesman who helped me 3 months ago recognises me immediately. Miss Gianna, how's the car running? Actually, I need some documentation. registration papers, insurance verification, anything that shows ownership. Of course. Is everything okay? Just a family matter. He prints everything out, puts it in a neat folder with the dealership's logo. Official. Undeniable. The lease is up for renewal in 6 months, he mentions. Will you be continuing? We'll see. I drive home with the folder on my passenger seat. When I walk through the front door, I can hear Layla upstairs doing her yoga routine. The meditation music drifts down from my old room. Mum's in the kitchen making coffee. How did you sleep, honey? Great. Hey, Mum, when did Dominic get so generous? Yeah, what do you mean? The car. For Layla. That was really sweet of him. Mum beams. Isn't it wonderful? He's finally found someone worth spoiling. Layla brings out the best in him. When did he buy it? Last month. Right after they got back from their honeymoon. He said he wanted to surprise her with something special. Last month. A full 2 months after I'd already bought it. That's so romantic. It really is. Layla deserves nice things. She's been through a lot, you know. Has she? Her first marriage was terrible. Her ex was very controlling. She's told me some stories. Mum shakes her head. Dominic is healing her heart. Healing her heart with my money. I'm happy for them. You should take her out for lunch sometime. Get to know her better. I think you two would really get along. I think you're right, Mum. I think we have more in common than she realises. Dad's birthday is next week, which makes it the perfect excuse for a family dinner. I call Mum on Wednesday morning. I want to cook for Dad's birthday. Nothing fancy, just family. Oh, that's so sweet of you. I'll invite Dominic and Layla. Perfect. And Mom? Tell Layla she should drive the BMW. I'd love to see it in person. She'll be so excited to show it off. I spend the rest of the week planning. Not the menu, that's easy. I'm planning the conversation. Aaliyah comes over Friday night to help me prep. You sure about this? She asks, chopping vegetables. Once you light this fuse, there's no going back. I've been back for a week. You know how many times someone has asked about my surgery? 0. But I've heard about Layla's car 12 times. About her yoga routine 8 times. About how she's exactly what this family needed 6 times. Your family sucks. Yeah, well, time they knew exactly how much. Saturday arrives. I spend the morning cooking Dad's favourite meal, pot roast, mashed potatoes, green beans, comfort food that will make everyone relaxed and happy before I ruin their evening. They arrive at 6. Dad hugs me first, which is nice. Then Mum, who immediately starts rearranging my table settings. Where's the birthday boy? Dominic booms, walking in like he owns the place. He's gotten softer around the middle, but he still carries himself like the golden child he's always been. Layla glides in behind him, looking like she stepped out of a magazine. Her outfit probably costs more than my monthly grocery budget. Gianna! She air kisses me. This is so sweet of you to cook. It's nothing. How was the drive over? Amazing. The BMW handles like a dream. I bet. Dominic, that was so generous of you. My brother puffs up. Only the best for my wife. When did you decide to buy it? Well, you know, Layla deserves nice things. After everything she's been through. Mum nods approvingly. Dominic has such a good heart. The best, Layla agrees, squeezing his arm. I still can't believe he surprised me with it. Surprised you? Completely out of nowhere. I came home from yoga one day, and there it was in the driveway with a big red bow. Interesting. Very interesting. We sit down to eat. Dad opens his gifts. A nice watch from Mum, a golf shirt from Dominic and Layla, a first edition book from me that I know he'll actually read. This is delicious, honey, Dad says, cutting into his pot roast. Thanks. I learnt from the best. I smile at Mom, who beams. Layla was just telling me about her Instagram following, Mom says. 20,000 followers. 22,000 as of yesterday, Layla corrects. The car photos really boosted my engagement. People love luxury content, Dominic adds. Shows them what success looks like. Success, I repeat. That's interesting. What do you mean? Layla asks. Just the definition of success. Like, is it earning something yourself, or is it having someone give it to you? The table goes quiet for a second. Well, Mum says carefully, marriage is a partnership. What's his is hers. Absolutely, I agree. Total transparency. No secrets. Exactly, Dominic says. Layla and I tell each other everything. Everything? Everything, Layla confirms. I take a sip of wine. That's so healthy. Like if there were any surprises about the car purchase, you'd definitely know about them. What kind of surprises? Dominic asks. Oh, I don't know. Financing details, registration paperwork, that sort of thing. Layla's fork pauses halfway to her mouth. The paperwork is all straightforward, Dominic says. Standard lease agreement. Through which dealership? BMW of downtown. Great dealership. I've bought from them before. Have you? Layla asks quietly. Actually, funny story. I was there last week picking up some documentation, and the strangest thing happened. Everyone's looking at me now. The salesman recognised me, said he was glad to see me again, asked how my car was running. Dominic laughs. He probably confused you with someone else. That's what I thought. But then he showed me the paperwork. Registration, insurance, lease agreement. I pull out my phone and open the photos I took of the documents. Turns out the car is registered under my business name, my insurance, my credit. The silence is deafening. That's impossible, Dominic says. Is it? Layla has gone completely pale. There must be some mistake, Mom says. No mistake. Layla, you remember our conversation 3 months ago, right? About the favour you did for me? Layla's eyes are wide. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. You said you needed a car to fit in with the family. I said I'd help. You said if things didn't work out with Dominic, I'd be protected because it would be in my name. What is she talking about? Dominic demands. I don't... Layla starts. So, when the registration renewal notice comes to my office next week, that'll be addressed to me, because it's my car. Dad drops his fork. Mom's mouth is hanging open. Dominic looks like he's been slapped. You bought Layla a car? Mom asks. I bought Layla a car, which she's been letting everyone believe Dominic bought for her. That's not... Dominic starts. It's not what? Not true? Should I call the dealership right now? Put them on speaker? Layla finally finds her voice. Gianna, please. Please what? Please keep pretending your husband is more successful than he actually is. This is insane, Dominic says. Why would you buy my wife a car? Ask your wife. All eyes turn to Layla. She looks trapped. It was just... I needed help with something. Gianna was being nice. What kind of help? Mum asks. It doesn't matter, I say, standing up. What matters is that everyone's been praising Dominic for his generosity with my money. I raise my wine glass. Happy birthday, Dad. And congratulations, Dominic. Your wife drives a beautiful car. Too bad you can't afford it. I take a long sip while everyone stares at me. This is just the appetizer, I whisper to the room. The silence that follows is absolutely perfect. The dinner ends with Dominic storming out and Layla following him in tears. Mum spends 20 minutes trying to understand what just happened, while Dad quietly helps me clear the dishes. You've been planning this, he says, scraping plates. Planning what? Whatever this is. You don't just accidentally have car registration photos on your phone. I look at him. Really look at him. Dad's always been the quiet one, the observer. How long have you known? Known what? That Dominic's broke. Dad stops scraping. What are you talking about? The credit cards, Dad. The ones I've been paying off for 2 years. His face goes white. You knew about those? I know about everything. Sunday morning, Mum calls me at 8 a.m. We need to talk. Good morning to you too. Don't be smart with me, Gianna. What you did last night was cruel. What I did was tell the truth. You humiliated your brother in front of his wife. His wife already knew the truth. She's the one who asked me to buy the car. That doesn't make sense. A lot of things don't make sense, Mom. Like how Dominic can afford a $50,000 car on a real estate agent's salary when the market's been dead for 6 months. Silence. Or how he's been taking Layla on expensive vacations when his mortgage is 3 months behind. How do you know about his mortgage? Because I've been covering it. More silence. Mum? You still there? Why would you do that? Because he told me if I didn't, his ex-wife would take him to court and the family would be embarrassed. Remember Sandra? Wife number 2? She's still owed $40,000 in alimony. $40,000? Which I've been paying. Monthly. For 2 years. I can hear Mum breathing heavily. I don't understand. Dominic has been living off my money while everyone thinks he's successful. And I've been letting him because I thought it was helping the family. But why didn't you tell us? When? Between all the conversations about how wonderful Dominic is and how lucky Layla is to have found such a provider. Mum hangs up. Tuesday, Dominic shows up at my apartment. He looks like he hasn't slept. We need to talk. Come in. He sits on my couch, head in his hands. Layla knows everything now. Good. Good? Gianna, she's talking about leaving me. Maybe she should. You don't understand. I love her. You love her? Or you love how she makes you look? That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? I spent 6 weeks in the hospital alone. Do you know what I thought about while I was lying there? Gianna, I thought about how when I got out my family would be so happy to see me. Maybe you'd bring flowers. Maybe Mom would make my favourite soup. Maybe for once I'd be the one people were worried about. We were worried. Bullshit. You didn't even know I was sick until I was already out. Mum said you were travelling. And you never thought to call me, text me, check if I was okay? Dominic looks up. I've been dealing with a lot. Yeah, my money problems. That's not... It's exactly that. Here's what's going to happen. You have 2 weeks to tell Layla everything. Every debt, every lie, every payment I've made on your behalf. She'll leave me. Maybe. Or maybe she'll respect you more for being honest. And if I don't tell her, then I will, and I won't be as gentle as you would be. You're destroying my marriage. Your marriage was built on lies. I'm just removing the foundation. He stands up. I never asked you to pay for anything. Yes, you did. You called me crying about Sandra's lawyers. You said the family reputation was at stake. That was different. How? Because you're my sister. Family helps family. Family helps family. Where was my family when I was in the ICU? We didn't know. You didn't know because you didn't care enough to check. Dominic heads for the door, then turns back. What do you want from me, Gianna? I want you to stop pretending to be something you're not. And I want you to stop using my money to do it. And if I can't pay you back, then you'll figure it out like an adult. You're going to ruin me. You ruined yourself. I just stopped enabling it. After he leaves, I call my bank and cancel all automatic payments to Dominic's accounts. Credit cards, mortgage, car payment, everything. Then I call Alea. How did it go? He's scared. Good. What's next? I'm cutting him off completely. No more safety net. And Layla? That's up to her. Wednesday evening, my doorbell rings. It's Layla, and she's been crying. Can I come in? I step aside. She sits on the same couch where Dominic sat yesterday, but she looks smaller somehow, less polished. He told me everything. Everything. The debts, the alimony, how you've been paying for our life. How do you feel about that? Humiliated, angry, stupid. At him or at me? Both, but mostly at myself. She pulls out a stack of papers from her purse. These are all the credit card statements he's been hiding from me. Some of these charges, I never saw half this stuff. I look at the papers, restaurant bills, shopping sprees, a weekend in Vegas I didn't know about. He's been spending money we don't have on things I never asked for. What are you going to do? I don't know. I married him thinking he was stable, successful. Now I find out he's been living off his sister's charity. It wasn't charity, it was stupidity. Layla almost smiles. Why did you do it? Because I thought I was protecting the family. Turns out I was just protecting his ego. And now? Now he's on his own. She nods, then looks at me directly. I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. Okay. Are you doing this because you hate me? Because I took your room? I consider the question. I'm doing this because I'm tired of being invisible while everyone else gets credit for my work. That's not an answer. Yes, it is. Layla doesn't leave. Instead, she calls me 3 days later with a proposition. I want to help you. Help me what? Expose them, all of them. Your mother, your father, Dominic. They've all been using you. What's in it for you? Revenge. And maybe some self-respect. We meet at a coffee shop downtown. Layla looks different, less Instagram perfect, more real. Her hair is in a messy bun, and she's wearing jeans instead of designer everything. I've been thinking about what you said, about being invisible. And I've been invisible too, just in a different way. How so? Your family doesn't see me as a person. They see me as Dominic's accessory, something pretty to show off at family events. She pulls out her phone and shows me a group text between Mum, Dad and Dominic. Read this. The messages are from last week. Mum, make sure Layla wears something nice to dinner. First impressions matter. Dominic, she always looks good. Dad, just keep her happy. We don't need another Sandra situation. Mum, at least this one photographs well. They talk about me like I'm a show dog. Welcome to being a woman in this family. It's worse than that. Your mom pulled me aside yesterday and gave me advice on how to manage Dominic. What kind of advice? She said successful wives know when to look the other way, that men like Dominic need to feel important, even if they're not. She said that, word for word. Then she told me I was lucky to have found someone so generous. I laugh, but it's not funny. Generous with my money. That's what I told her. I said, actually, Gianna bought my car. You know what she said? I'm afraid to ask. She said, well, that's what family does. Gianna has always been the responsible one. It's her job to take care of everyone else. Her job. Like you're the family ATM. Layla leans forward. I want to record her saying that stuff, get it on tape. Why? Because people need to hear how she really talks about her own daughter. And then what? Then we make sure everyone knows what this family is really like. I study her face. What's the real reason you want to do this? Because I'm trapped. If I leave Dominic now, I look like a gold digger who bailed when the money ran out. If I stay, I'm married to a man who's been lying to me about everything. So you want to burn it all down. I want to level the playing field. That evening, Layla comes over with a plan. She's going to invite Mom over for girl talk and record the conversation. What if she doesn't say anything incriminating? Trust me. Your mum loves to give advice about managing men and family expectations. I just need to ask the right questions. Like what? Like how she's managed to stay married to your dad for 30 years. How she's raised such successful children. How she handles family drama. And you think she'll admit to playing favourites? I think she'll brag about it. The next day, Layla texts me. It worked. She comes over that night with her phone. Listen to this. She plays the recording. Mum's voice is clear. The key to a happy family is knowing everyone's role. Frank provides stability. Dominic provides charm and social connections. Gianna provides financial security. What about me? Layla's voice asks. You provide beauty and status. You make Dominic look successful, which reflects well on all of us. But what if Dominic isn't actually successful? Honey, success is about perception. As long as people think you're doing well, you are doing well. Even if someone else is paying for it. Especially then. It means you're smart enough to find resources. My stomach turns listening to it. There's more, Layla says, fast-forwarding. Gianna has always been the practical one. She doesn't need attention like Dominic does. She's happier in the background, taking care of things. But doesn't she want recognition? Recognition for what? Paying bills? That's just responsibility. Dominic brings joy to people's lives. That's much more valuable. What about when she was in the hospital? What about it? Didn't you visit her? Gianna doesn't like fuss. She's very independent. Besides, hospitals are depressing places. I stopped the recording. She actually said, I don't like fuss. Gets better. Listen to this part. Mum's voice again. The truth is, some people are born to be supporters, and some are born to be stars. Gianna is a supporter. She's good at it. But what if she wants to be a star sometimes? Then she'd need to be more like Dominic. Charming, social, willing to take risks. Gianna plays it safe. Safe people don't get the spotlight. I feel sick. How long is this recording? 2 hours. She said a lot more. Like what? Like how she's glad you never got married because divorced daughters reflect poorly on the family. Like how your job is boring, but at least it pays well. Like how she wishes you were more like me, prettier and more social. She said I should be more like you. While sitting in your chair in your old room, talking about how you're basically the family's unpaid accountant. I take the phone from her. What are you doing? Something I should have done a long time ago. I create a new social media account, anonymous, untraceable. Then I upload the most damning parts of the recording with a simple caption, The Tran Family, where love is conditional and children are assigned roles at birth. Guess which daughter pays for everything while the other gets praised for existing? Gianna, wait. But I've already hit post. Now we see how much they value family reputation. The post goes viral in our local community within hours. 300 shares by midnight. 500 by morning. My phone starts ringing at 6 a.m. It's Mum. Take it down. Good morning to you too. Gianna, I'm serious. Take down that post right now. What post? Don't play dumb with me. People are calling me. My book club saw it. Mrs. Patterson from next door asked if I was okay. Are you okay? This is humiliating. How could you do this to your own family? I didn't do anything. I just shared some interesting audio. You recorded me without permission. Actually, Layla recorded you. I just made sure people could hear what you really think of your daughter. That's not. Those comments were taken out of context. What context makes Gianna is good at being in the background sound better? Silence lasts. Your father wants to talk to you. Put him on. Dad's voice is tired. Kiddo, this has gotten out of hand. Has it? Your mother is upset. Dominic is furious. People are talking. People should be talking. They should know what kind of family this is. We're not perfect, but we're still family. Are we? Because family members usually visit each other in the hospital. We've been through this. No, we haven't. We've avoided it. Just like we avoid everything uncomfortable in this family. What do you want from us? I want honesty. I want acknowledgement. I want someone to admit that I've been treated like the family ATM instead of a daughter. And if we do that, you'll take down the post? We'll see. I hang up and check the comments on the post. They're brutal. This family sounds toxic, Ave. The daughter paying for everything while getting no credit? I've been there. Mum of the year right here. Why do parents always have a golden child and a scapegoat? Alea calls while I'm reading. Girl, you broke the internet. Just locally. My cousin in Portland saw it. Someone shared it to a parenting group and it spread from there. Shit. Good shit or bad shit? I don't know yet. Well, your brother's at your door. What? I can see him from my apartment. He's been pounding on your door for 10 minutes. I look through the peephole. Dominic looks like he wants to murder me. Gianna, open this door. I open it. He pushes past me into the apartment. Are you insane? Good morning, Dominic. Don't good morning me. Do you have any idea what you've done? Enlighten people? You've destroyed our family's reputation. My boss saw that post. My clients saw it. I could lose my job. Your job that barely pays enough to cover your car payment. That's not the point. What is the point? The point is that you've aired our private business to the entire world. Our private business? You mean my private money that's been keeping you afloat? Dominic starts pacing. You can't just put family conversations online. Why not? You've been putting my financial support online for months. Every time Layla posts about your generosity, that's my money she's showing off. That's different. How? Because that makes the family look good. This makes us look like garbage. Maybe because that's what we are. He stops pacing. What? We're garbage, Dominic. We're a family where one person pays for everything while everyone else takes credit. Where a daughter can nearly die and no one notices. Where mothers rank their children by how much attention they bring to the family. Mum literally said on tape that I'm good at being in the background. That my job is to provide financial security while you provide charm. She didn't mean it like that. How did she mean it? Dominic sits down heavily. Look, maybe Mum isn't perfect. Maybe she does favour me sometimes. But that doesn't mean you should destroy the whole family. I'm not destroying anything. I'm revealing what was already broken. And what happens now? We all just hate each other forever? I don't hate you, Dominic. I hate what you've become. I hate that you're 36 years old and still letting your little sister pay your bills. I never asked. You did ask. You called me crying about Sandra's lawyers. You said the family would be embarrassed if it went to court. Because it would have been. So you made it my problem instead of dealing with it yourself. My phone buzzes. It's a text from an unknown number. Saw your post. My family does the same thing to me. Thank you for speaking up. Then another. You're brave for posting this. Some families need to be exposed. And another. I'm the family ATM too. It sucks. Good for you. I show Dominic the messages. Look at this. Dozens of people saying they've been through the same thing. So maybe the problem isn't me posting about it. Maybe the problem is that it's so common. Dominic reads over my shoulder. These are strangers. These are people who understand what it's like to be used by their own family. We didn't use you. You drove my car to your wedding. You let Mom give away my room? You've been living off my money for 2 years while everyone praised you for being successful. That's exactly what happened. My phone rings. It's Layla. Don't answer, Dominic says. I answer anyway. Hey, Gianna, we have a problem. What kind of problem? Your mum is at my house. She's been here for an hour screaming about the recording. What's she saying? She wants me to post a public apology. Say I made it all up, that I manipulated the audio. Are you going to do it? Hell no. But she's not leaving. She's sitting in my living room crying about how I've ruined her reputation. Want me to come over? Actually, yes. I think it's time for a family meeting. I look at Dominic. You heard her. Family meeting at Layla's. I'm not going anywhere with you. Then stay here. But this ends today, one way or another. I grab my keys and head for the door. Gianna, wait! I turn around. What happens if you win? If you get everything you want, what happens to us? I guess we'll find out. When I arrive at Layla's house, Mum's car is in the driveway next to Dad's truck. Through the window, I can see them all in the living room. Mum is gesturing wildly, while Dad sits with his head in his hands. I knock once and walk in. Oh, good, Mum says without looking up. Now we can have a proper intervention. An intervention? For your behaviour. This has gone too far, Gianna. I look around the room. Mum is red-faced and furious. Dad looks exhausted. Layla is sitting cross-legged on the floor, looking oddly calm. Dominic must have followed me because he walks in right behind me. Sit down, Mum commands. I'm fine standing. Sit. Down. Mum, I'm 34 years old. You can't make me sit. I can when you're acting like a child. Acting like a child? I posted audio of you talking about your own daughter like she's hired help. That conversation was private. So were all the payments I made to keep this family afloat, but somehow those became public knowledge real quick. Dad finally looks up. Can we please just talk about this calmly? There's nothing calm about what she's done, Mum snaps. She's humiliated us in front of the entire community. Good. Everyone stares at me. Good? Mum's voice is shrill. Yes, good. Maybe you needed to be humiliated. Maybe you needed to face consequences for treating your daughter like garbage. We never treated you like garbage. I pull out my phone and open my notes app. Want to hear what you've said to me in the past week? Gianna, Dad starts. Layla is family now. You're so independent, always travelling. Gianna doesn't like fuss. Some people are born to be supporters. Those were just what? Just your honest opinion about your daughter's place in this family? Mum's mouth opens and closes like a fish. Here's what's going to happen, I continue. I'm done being the family bank. I'm done being the responsible one who fixes everyone else's problems. And I'm done pretending this family actually cares about me. Of course we care about you, Dad says quietly. When? When have you shown that you care? We're here now. You're here because I embarrassed you online. Not because you missed me. Not because you were worried about me. Because I damaged your reputation. Layla speaks up for the first time. She's right. Everyone turns to look at her. What? Mum asks. She's right. None of you visited her in the hospital. None of you even knew she was sick. But you all knew about the car within hours of Dominic giving it to me. That's different, Dominic says. How? Because the car was good news. Hospital visits are depressing. Listen to yourself, I say. You avoid anything that might require actual emotional support, but you show up immediately for anything that makes you look good. That's not true, Mum protests. Isn't it? When's the last time you called me just to see how I was doing? Silence. When's the last time you asked about my job, my health, my life, without needing something from me? More silence. But you can tell me exactly how much Dominic spent on his last vacation, can't you? Gianna, please, Dad says. We're trying to understand. No, you're trying to fix this so your reputation doesn't get worse. There's a difference. I walk over to my purse and pull out a folder. The same folder I got from the BMW dealership, plus a few additions. Since we're having an intervention, let's intervene properly. I dump the contents on Layla's coffee table. Bank statements, receipts, loan documents, payment confirmations. This is every penny I've spent on this family in the past 3 years. Car payments, credit card bills, mortgage assistance, alimony payments, vacation expenses. Mum picks up one of the bank statements. You kept records of everything. I kept records because I'm not stupid. I knew someday you'd all act like I never helped. We never said you didn't help, Dominic says. You said you bought Layla's car. You meant you'd take credit for my generosity and let everyone think you were more successful than you are. I pick up another document. This one's interesting. It's the deed to the house. Dad goes pale. Gianna, don't. Don't what? Don't tell them that when you needed money for the roof repair 2 years ago, you added my name to the deed as collateral for the loan I gave you. What? Mum grabs the document. 40% ownership, legal and binding. You own part of our house, Dominic asks. I own the part that your parents couldn't afford to fix without my help. Mum is staring at the deed like it's written in a foreign language. This means, she starts, this means I have legal say in what happens in that house, including who gets to live in which room. The room goes dead silent. I want my room back. Gianna, be reasonable, Dad says. I am being reasonable. It's my house too. And I want my room. Layla stands up. It's fine. I'll move my stuff out tonight. Layla, you don't have to. Dominic starts. Yes, I do. It was never my room to begin with. She looks at me. I'm sorry for all of this. You deserved better. Thank you. Mum is still staring at the deed. How long have you owned part of our house? 2 years. Same amount of time I've been paying Dominic's bills. And you never told us. You never asked. Just like you never asked if I was okay in the hospital. Just like you never asked if I minded giving up my room. You just assumed I'd go along with whatever was convenient for everyone else. I start gathering up the documents. Here's what's going to happen. I'm moving back into my room. I'm cutting off all financial support to Dominic. And I'm done pretending this family functions normally. And if we don't agree, Mum asks, then I'll sell my portion of the house to a stranger and you can explain to them why there's a yoga studio in the master bedroom. I head for the door, then turn back. Oh, and Mum? That recording is staying online. People deserve to know what kind of mother ranks her children by their entertainment value. Gianni, wait, Dad calls. I'm done waiting. I've been waiting my whole life for you people to see me as more than a bank account. I'm done. I walk out, leaving them all sitting in stunned silence. For the first time in years, I feel completely free. I move back into my room on a Tuesday. Layla has already cleared out her things, leaving behind only the sage green paint and the lingering scent of expensive candles. Mum doesn't speak to me while I'm moving my stuff back in. She hovers in the hallway, watching me hang up my clothes like I'm contaminating sacred space. The yoga mats are in the garage, she finally says. Thanks. Layla really liked this room. I'm sure she did. She's staying at a hotel until she figures things out. I stop hanging clothes. What do you mean figures things out? She and Dominic are separating. Because of the money. Because of the lies. She said she can't trust him anymore. I nod and go back to unpacking. Mum lingers for another minute, then disappears downstairs. That evening, Dad knocks on my door. Can I come in? It's your house too. He sits on my bed, looking around the room. It looks good. Like you again. Thanks. I owe you an apology. For what specifically? For not visiting you in the hospital, for not checking on you, for letting your mother treat you like... He trails off. Like the help? Like you didn't matter as much as Dominic? Why did you let that happen? Dad is quiet for a long time. Because it was easier. Dominic demands attention. You never did. So we gave him what he demanded and assumed you were fine. I wasn't fine. I know that now. Do you? Or are you just saying that because I have leverage now? Both, probably. But mostly because I listened to that recording and heard how your mother talks about you, how we all talk about you. And I'm ashamed. We sit in silence for a while. What happens now? He asks. I don't know. I'm tired of being angry, but I'm not ready to pretend everything's okay. Fair enough. He gets up to leave, then turns back. For what it's worth, I'm proud of you. For standing up for yourself. It took guts. Thanks, Dad. The next day, Dominic shows up while I'm working from home. Layla left me. I heard. She took half our savings and moved to her sister's place in Phoenix. Good for her. Good for her. Gianna, my marriage is over. Your marriage was built on lies. Maybe now you can build something real. With what? I'm broke. My credit is destroyed. My reputation is shot. So fix it. How? Get a second job, sell the house, move into an apartment, live within your means for once. That's easy for you to say. No, it's not. It's hard for me to say because I've been enabling you for years, but it's what you need to hear. Dominic slumps into my desk chair. I don't know how to do this without help. Then learn! You're 36 years old, figure it out. What if I can't? Then you'll fail. And you'll pick yourself up and try again, like everyone else does. You really won't help me anymore. Not financially, but I'll answer the phone when you call. I'll give you advice when you ask for it. I'll be your sister instead of your bank. That's not enough. It's all I have left to give. He leaves without saying goodbye. A week goes by. Then 2. The house feels different without the constant drama. Mum still barely speaks to me, but she's not actively hostile anymore. Dad makes an effort to ask about my day. On a Friday evening, my phone buzzes with a text from an unknown number. Is this Gianna? This is Skylar, Dominic's daughter. I text back. Hi, sweetie. How did you get my number? From Dad's phone. I wanted to thank you. Thank me for what? For telling the truth about our family. I heard the recording. I heard how Grandma talks about you. Skylar, you don't need to worry about adult stuff. I'm not worried. I'm inspired. Inspired? You stood up for yourself. You didn't let them treat you badly anymore. I want to be like that when I grow up. I stare at the text for a long time before responding. You already are like that. You're braver than I was at your age. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you think Dad will be okay? I think your dad will figure out how to be okay. It might take time, but he's stronger than he thinks. Good. I love him, but I know he messed up. People mess up sometimes. The important thing is learning from it. Are you going to forgive him? Eventually. But forgiveness doesn't mean going back to the way things were. I understand. You're pretty wise for 12. I get it from my aunt. I smile at my phone. Maybe I didn't burn all the bridges after all. Maybe I just built some exits. The recording is still online. It gets shared occasionally, usually by people who recognise their own families in the dysfunction. The comments are mostly supportive now, from people who understand what it's like to be the responsible one, the forgotten one, the family ATM. I don't regret posting it. Some truths need to be public to have power. My room is mine again. My money is mine again. My life is mine again. And for the first time in years, that feels like enough.